guys! Today I'm making another hair transformation. So the last one was to make the ginger hands, the ginger head. And since I've been looking for a job ever since, and I didn't dye my hair because having pink hair or dreads or worse is usually not good for job hunting, so I had to be materialistic for once and I kept my natural hair. I hate them, I hate wearing them, and I've been dying to dye my hair and to wear dreads again, but I can't, and I'm still poor, so I still need to work, so I kept them. But tomorrow is Gay Pride, because it's Pride month in June. So in the meantime, when I was frustrated from not dyeing my hair, I've also been making my own dreads. So yes, that's a second set I've done myself, and I love them. They are crochet dread because they are made out of wool, and theoretically wool can be felted like that. But what about was not pure merino wool, so first it didn't dye well, and it didn't felt at all. I've tried like 1,000 different techniques and none of them worked, and I've been very frustrated about it until weeks after I decided to try and crochet them, and that worked. So I ended up crochet them, and they have different texture depending on how tight I made them, and I love them. Of course, as for the accent dreads, I plan to add the ends purple, but I couldn't because I didn't have the right paint, because I used textile paint for it, and I tried to mix blue and red, but apparently it's not that easy because I had some brownish disgusting color. So this is the closest I have from purple, and I'll redo them as soon as I'm not broke as fuck and I can afford a new textile paint. But it will have to do until tomorrow. So first things today is going to be cutting, because I've been trimming a bit of my hair ever since I dyed it in November, so it's like 6 months ago, because hey, it was super fast. As you can see, I've already had all of that a hand in 6 months. I hate my hair, and the end I've been discolored and bleached a few times before, so they're a bit tired. So I'll just trim it a bit. Of course, I trimmed the sides a few times since, because it's getting uncomfortable when we don't do it. And my ear tails are fucking long, so I'm gonna trim them too. So yeah, let's get started. As you can see, I have no more ginger hair on my hair tails, because apparently I cut way too far. But I still have here and I still have here. And as you can see too, I can still ponytail them, and that's gonna be a good thing, because that's way more comfortable too. It's gonna be a short ponytail, but I've done worse. It's been a bit of rough cut. I just didn't want to waste a lot of time on it, but I wanted to have a shorter bang because I'm gonna keep it and braid only the rest. Of course, I'm not gonna make any dreads on my hair tail because that would look freaking ridiculous. So now I'm gonna wash it because I want fresh hair under my dreads so it doesn't itch. So I'm gonna wash it and then I'll come back and dread it. Okay, so I'm back. My hair is finally dry. I wanted it to be super dry because if not, the hair will shrink when I have the dreads on, and it would hurt. And I don't want that because that sucks. I'm gonna watch a movie and I'm gonna install all my dreads. So the first part is sectioning. So I'm gonna section first my bang off because I don't want to dread that. And then I straighten in middle because that is really weird when they're not part in the middle. I've learned that from the first time. Let's get started. I'm so excited to do that again. I really did miss my dreads. It's super hard when you can do what you want to do. So yeah, I'm happy to do that again. Okay, so it's 22 editing me again. I watched Encanto yesterday and it wasn't that good. It was pretty bad, to be honest, and I'm pretty pissed because I used to be a very big hardcore fan of Disney. For the longest time, my sisters and I were really into it, and now I hate it with a burning passion. Which is just bad because it used to be good, you know. Writers for Disney movie used to put a lot of thought into the stories and put a lot of emotion in it because they wanted to pass a message and teach children something important that will help them in their life, and that went out of the window recently. I just don't like it. The movies now, like in the last 10 years max, they just suck. They have no depth whatsoever. They are shallow and they really just kid stuff. So you have the cheery little songs and the cute story, but it just has no depth compared to like old ones. Old ones were really important. They contributed to a growth of a person, and you felt that the people who made it put a lot of them into it. Like they cared, they really cared, and it's just not there anymore. Encanto is shallow. There is just no plot whatsoever. There is a plot, it's just bad, and it has like. You remember in the old times when the Hunchback of Notre Dame had that story about if your parents are abusive and are making you miserable and hurting you, you need to leave, and you can't be happy if you don't leave and start a new life without them. And now we have two movies in a row, Coco and Encanto, that are all about Latinos family, that are all about families, and it just felt racist first because you can simplify a whole culture and a whole system that is Latino culture about family, and you just can do that. And secondly, it's just cishet Catholic propaganda, and I hate Americans so much. You can't. There are so many problems with their family, and so many of them, first, they need therapy, and they need to take a step back from the family and reconsider themselves without it, and they don't. There is no solution whatsoever to the problems, to the deep-rooted problems. They're just, oh, I'm sorry, and move on, like nothing happened. I mean, Bruno lived for how many years in the fucking walls of the house, and then he just comes back and is loved, and his sisters are glad he's back, and they don't talk about it whatsoever. They don't address the fact that he lived in a wall, watching them singing mean songs about him every fucking day. That's
You can just do that. That family is toxic in many ways, and you can just brush it away with an apology and saying family is important, family is everything. Family is not everything. And I miss the old days when Disney movies were like focusing on a person and not focusing in person in a family, in a system, and propaganda for perpetuating this system and getting all respect your elders make mistakes but they love you, and no, sometimes the elder think they love you but they don't, and you can just pretend that everything is fine when it's definitely not. It's wrong. I hated it. It's very shallow. It's like Black Cauldron in the idea that the idea had potential if they dig it up a little more. They didn't. It kept very, very shallow in the surface. It's just really bad, you know? And I'm pretty mad. So there's that.
So here's the final look, and I look awesome. And it is finished. All of them are in. On the 42 threads that I've done, only have 3 left. It's good to know. All of my purple ones are in, the 6. And I just straighten my hairtails and my bangs. And ta-da! It's gonna be super hot because they plan to have 30 degrees Celsius. So I'm gonna die from heat tomorrow, but it's gonna be worth it! Thanks for watching, I hope you have enjoyed it. And I'll promise to film all of my hand transformation for the future, but I'm still looking for a job, so I'm not going to do as much as I want. Hey, so it's Tuesday today. I put my dreads on last Friday for the Gay Pride last Saturday. And I'm still looking for a job, so I need to remove my dreads, even if that makes me super sad. So I'm gonna do that today, and I'm gonna wash my hair and do nothing more because I have to keep my natural hair. Let's get started.
And even apart from the plot that is shallow and just not loved, the fact is, visually, it just doesn't check out. You don't have even the magical thing that is happening in Tangled on the lake with the lanterns. You don't have that at all. You don't have any moments that just takes your breath away. There's just nothing of substance in Encanto. It's frustrating because Disney used to be so good at it. It used to just make you stop and reconsider your whole life, and it's not doing that anymore. It just sucks. And I'm just very furious because money and capitalism change that system completely. Now they don't care about music, they don't care about visual effects, they don't care about plot anymore. They're just doing formulas of that will be cute, that will be a character that is attached, that lovable, and people will like this one just because of formula, and they use the same face for everybody, so you can't see which age they are, which frustrates me and my face blindness. You don't have the depth and the interest that all Disney movies had. Capitalism ruined Disney movies, and I feel like the writers and the artists, they just don't have any room for doing their thing anymore. They don't have the room to create visual masterpieces because they're just 1 in 100 or 1 in a million of artists that work on the CGI, and they just don't have any impact on the final product. the final product is decided by people who have money and not people who have talent anymore. Which it's sad because it used to be beautiful, you know. It used to have an impact on your mind, on your brain, just from the vision of it, without even the story or the music. Just seeing those things changed you, you know. And you don't have that anymore. And in Encanto, what pissed me off mostly was that the song just had different settings, which doesn't make sense. Why? Why?
So when I'll have a job, I'll start again to have crazy hair. Like I want to have back to pink hair. I'd like to have back some yellow hair to go with the dreads. I'd like to have pink hair with silver and pink dreads. But for now, it's gonna be brown. Until then, I think I'm gonna chew my bone by making more dreads. So when I have enough money for it, I'll buy new paint to make those ends that are supposed to be purple, so they can match the accent dreads. With whatever left of that, I'm gonna make some longer ones. I'm gonna file them traditional way to go with this seat. I'm also gonna finish that because it was my first attempt at dealing with the devil's wool. So I braid it and it looks pretty cool, but I left the end unfelted and nothing. And now that I know that the crochet thing works, I think I'm gonna finish the ends by crocheting them. I also have a bunch more of devil's wool to work with. I'll probably crochet them and see what I want to do with it. I also have to finish this synthetic crochet set. That it's my first synthetic set, so it's not perfect. It's a test, so it's okay. I'm gonna use it for costumes. This is why I started it, and I definitely don't have enough to make a proper set. But I'm gonna continue, and it's gonna probably help me making progress on it. So I'll be better for when I want to do some other crochet threads, and if I wanted to make them better. When I have money more than a paint, I'll also buy some synthetic silver and pink hair so I can make smooth synthetic threads, I hope. For now I'm starving, so there is no money to spare on it. But yeah, that's the goal, and that make me wait until I can actually do something to my hair. And this is it. So back to normal hair, back to normal life, back to reality, where pink hair is not really acceptable. We're not in Barbie movie, sadly. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you. Bye.